Mother! Farmhands needed at Mother's farm! Roxargo's mother is very nice. He promises. Oh, Roxargo works so hard. You saw Roxargo's flyers, yes? Mother had him post them across the valley. Help wanted for Sweetwater Farmstead. Ah, Sweetwater, our home sweet home. Are you interested in a job? We need more farmhands. You see, our farmhands have gone missing lately, so we need more. You ask a lot of questions, yes? Mother just told me to stand here and find more farmhands, so I did. You have questions? Talk to Mother at our farm. Her name is Kidea, though you should call her ma'am. That is only polite, yes? The farm is just up the road north of here. And don't worry if Mother seems cross. Roxargo's brother came home for a visit, and they have been arguing. The farmhands left. This one does not know why. Mother was very upset, so Roxargo offered to hang the flyers. And look, it worked! You came to help our farm. This one remembers that Verani was very unhappy. Kept talking about wanting to leave, but she is the only one, he thinks. If Verani does not return, Roxargo gets to keep her hand mirror. So he has that at least. Yes, it is a moon sugar farm. Very big, very busy. Well, was busy. Roxargo is the only one left to help now. His brother, well, brother only visits. Not very good at farm work. Oh yes, Mother wants brother to stay and help with the farm. It is our family's farm after all. But brother, well, he does not wish this. Roxargo does not know why. What sleeker home can be found than in Maryvale?
Kidea means no rudeness, but she hasn't time for visitors today. Best to seek company elsewhere, yes? It is true. Workers were happy and plentiful, but now? Moons be praised if half our workforce remains. You look clever. Perhaps you could investigate our missing farmhands? Mizum, owner of Fragrant Moon's plantation, sought to buy our farm after the last harvest. This one refused. Kidea suspects he now bribes away her workers in order to make this one desperate enough to sell. So kind of you to offer. But take Kidea's eldest son with you, yes? He returned home recently from Moon's Nowhere, and now he lies about like a slug. Find the lazy Khajiit in the cave up the hill, just north of the farm. It's about time Kidea's layabout son helped around here. He may be clever, yes, but when it comes to farm work, you would never believe he was born and raised in Maryvale. At least Roxargo has the decency to help his poor mother. He is the oldest farmer in this valley. Been growing cane since this one was a kitten, and Kidea is now not as young as she once was. But make no mistake, Mizum's mind remains as sharp as a serpent's fang. It is possible. No workers means no crops, no profits. Who benefits from this? Mizum, who has wanted to buy Sweetwater for many years. No. Accusing Mizum with no proof would only give him an opportunity to smear Kidea's name. Bad for business. That is why she sends you to find evidence. Only then can she confront Mizum. Yes, he hasn't lifted a paw around the farm since he came home. He's a traveler, he tells me. But where does he go? What does he do? All he says is that he cannot say. Just like his father, that one. For better and worse. Kidea loves her little rascal, of course. But why can't he stay at home and help around the farm? As the eldest, this farm should go to him when this one... Oh, no. Apologies. Kidea did not mean to bring up such matters.
Mother, Raxargo found a new farmhand.
Yes, sweet one, thank you. They're going to look into our troubles right after they wake up your brother.
Brother is still sleeping? Raxargo rose at dawn and has been working hard all day.
If only your brother were as dutiful as you.
This one hopes his brother will be of help to you. Unfortunately, he is not very useful. Not like Raxargo.
What? Who is there? This one's head may ache, but that does not mean he cannot defend himself. Oh! 5-Claw? Raz thought he recognized you. Moons only know what brings you to this backwater place, but it is always good to see a friend. Raz would offer you wine, but he has unfortunately drank it all. Perhaps you have some? She would trust Raz with such a task? That does not sound like Mother. Unless she just wants to get Raz out of this cave. No, don't answer that. Well, anything is better than farm work, yes? Raz will be happy to help. Mizum has wanted to get his paws on Sweetwater for years. If Mother can't keep the farm operating, Mizum can buy it and gain control of the valley's moon sugar cane. We need proof. Meet Raz outside the Fragrant Moon's plantation. At last! Something here that's worthy of Raz's attention. Let's get to the Fragrant Moon's plantation and see what we can dig up. Mizum's farm occupies the southern side of the valley. The big house with the walls around it. Old Mizum is a miser. Doesn't want anyone interrupting him while he counts his gold. Raz will meet you there. You have met Raz's family, yes? Mother has never approved of this one's occupation. She suspects he is a wandering beggar or some such nonsense. As you can imagine, this puts quite a strain on our relationship. Raxargo is... He has been at Mother's side for far too long, tied to her apron strings. Besides, he has a particular disposition. Raz watched him lick an entire bowl of marbles once, all because this one told him that one of them was candy. You do realize that Raz's position as an Eye of the Queen is a secret, yes? Only those who need to know can ever be told the truth. My family? They don't need to know. Besides, they would never believe such a thing. They know that some young high elf convinced Raz to leave home and go on an adventure. But that was before Irene was queen. Mother thinks that her eldest son abandoned her to chase after a pretty face. She isn't completely wrong. Queen Irene insisted that Raz take a vacation after his last mission. Even the eye of the Queen needs to blink now and then, she told him. So Raz returned to elsewhere to spend some quality time with his family. Political as usual. Raz wanted to stick around and help clean up after the sea slaughs and Daedric incursions, but the proxy queen requested I leave the island. Too bad. This one was hoping to get to know her a little better. Ah, the lovely land of Gold Coast, and the equally lovely Nario. If only more assassins had her particular assets. Raz's job would certainly be a lot more interesting. More difficult, yes, but far more interesting. The new man is settling in quite nicely. Unfortunately, trouble here in northern Elsewhere has meant that the Speaker hasn't been able to provide as much guidance as he might like. Garesh Ri has his hands full with the usurper queen and the dragons. Of course! What do you wish to speak about? At last! Something here that's worthy of Raz's attention. Let's get to the Fragrant Moon's plantation and see what we can dig up. Raz is glad you made it. He was about to proceed without you. Now remember, we need to be stealthy. The fewer guards that notice us, the fewer guards we'll have to kill, yes? Mercenaries, actually. In addition to gates and walls, Mizum hired the Red Hands to patrol his land. They're not the type to ask questions before they try to kill you. Best to slip in unseen. Ledgers, documents, contracts, anything that proves that Mizum bribed the farmhands. Or perhaps we will grow lucky and find a journal. Over the years, Raz has discovered that many villains enjoy documenting their nefarious plans. One more thing. Try to avoid unnecessary murder, yes? Not that the Red Hands deserve mercy, of course. But any messes you make, Raz will need to clean up. And Raz is on vacation. Besides, Mother wouldn't take kindly to killing the neighbors. Lead the way, Five Claw, but be stealthy. Raz will be right behind you. It's likely the mercenaries stick to regular patrol patterns. We can take advantage of that if we're observant. Just watch where they go and which direction they look. And if you spot a place to hide, use it. Mercenaries from Pelitin. Clawless thugs who will do anything for a price. Thievery, kidnapping, even murder. They also deal in the slave trade. Mizum must be truly desperate to hire them. Remember, we need evidence of Mizum's involvement in the missing farmhands. Documents, ledgers, contracts, anything that makes him a suspect.
First, Muzum loses moon sugar. Now his farmers won't work. What nonsense.
There is something out there, Mizum. Some sort of beast.
Bah! A beast! This one sees no beast. All he sees are lazy Khajiit who make up foolish lies.
The farmers of Maryvale are no strangers to beasts. What could have scared Mizum's workers this badly? This creature was attacked by something unnatural. That much is clear.
That one has voices.
Remember, we need evidence of Mizum's involvement in the missing farmhands. Documents, ledgers, contracts, anything that makes him a suspect. Raz has been away from Maryvale for quite some time, but he never saw a beast with claws such as this. No, this comes from a creature that's not native to elsewhere. Perhaps not native to Tamriel at all. Something more dangerous than terror birds or sench lines, that's for sure. The farmers of Maryvale learned to deal with those sorts of beasts long ago. Perhaps. Unfortunately, that doesn't give us any additional information to help us identify the creature. So, moon sugar disappears from Mizum's stores as well. Let's return to Mother's farm and discuss what we learned. Let's return to Mother's farm and discuss what we learned. If what Mizum writes is true, Mother's theory has some issues. If moon sugar thieves have hit this plantation, then Mizum has troubles of his own. Still, he could have bribed Mother's farmhands before the thefts began. Old Mizum is dealing with missing moon sugar, scared farmhands, and a mysterious beast. Perhaps he and Mother suffered the same problem, yes? A creature prowls the sugarcane fields. Something far deadlier than a terror bird. If this is true, then Raz fears the missing farmhands reside in the belly of this beast. And so will many others, if we don't put a stop to it. You must visit Honeybreeze Homestead, another moon sugar farm in the valley. If Raz is right, Jedolthol will be suffering from the same problem as Mizum and Mother. The farmstead is just across the bridge, on the southern side of the valley. In the meantime, Raz will try to convince his family to stay out of the fields. Perhaps they will be reasonable today. That would be a welcome change, yes? Anything that proves this beast exists. Corpses, tracks, strange residue. With luck, Jedolthol will have even seen this creature. Him or one of his 3 lovely daughters. Ah, Jedolthol's daughters. Raz wonders if they still remember him. Does Raz seem like the type to kiss and tell? Well, not while sober, at least. Now that this one thinks about it, he may not have left things on the best footing in regards to the daughters. Particularly when it comes to certain promises. Raz admits to succumbing to the folly of youth in his younger days. Though after so many years, this one assumes they have forgotten about such things.
Razum, your mother sends you to find our missing farmhands, and this is where you end up? Our house?
We already searched Mizum's plantation. Raz came back to warn you about...
Excuses! And this one thought you learned more in your travels than which tavern served the cheapest ale.
You better go, Five Claw. This may take some time. Go ahead and live while you still can. Oh, if only Raz was so lucky.
This is good meat. Rakzargr would offer you some, but he dropped it earlier.
Perhaps you have been more helpful than this one's vagrant son. Talkidea, have you made any progress with our missing farmhands? And this one supposes that Razum was the one to suggest this plan? He just wants to make eyes at Jedothal's daughters, despite how much his own mother suffers. Fine. But you will watch him, yes? Make sure that Razum stays out of trouble. This one had enough hardship cleaning up his mess the first time he left us. At least the moon's blessed Kidea with one dutiful son.
Please! Someone help! A monster is attacking the farm!
Oh, Raz does not like the look of this.
It cornered Jedathel, chased his daughters into the field. You have to help them. A monster! I heard it! It roared loud enough for Alkosh to hear. I ran, but the noise must have startled the local animals as well. A lion nearly took my arm! Please, you must help Jedathel. He is hiding just ahead.
Quickly, go on ahead and find Jedolthol. Raz will help our friend here. Go, find Jedolthol. Raz will see to the injured farmhand. Go, find Jedolthol.
ones above, let Jedothal's family be safe. Please, please, Jedothal begs. You must rescue his 3 daughters from that horrid beast. They should just be west of here up the path. You must find them before that monster does. Jedothal was only able to catch a glimpse of it as he ran. But what he saw was unnatural. It was an enormous beast, with a mouthful of fangs and a thick leathery hide. Oh, why has such a thing come to our peaceful home? Please be quick. Jedothal fears his daughters are in grave danger.
Have you seen my father, Jedothal? I've been searching for him, but I wasn't able to make it very far. Thank the moons. And have you possibly seen my 2 sisters? I seek them as well. Then I must ask you to find them and ensure their safety as you have ensured mine. For now, I will make my way back to my father.
Ah, the beautiful Banji. It is good to see you alive and well.
Raz? At last you have returned to me. Oh, I knew you would keep your promise.
Ah, yes. Raz is keeping his promise, of course.
I will be vigilant, yes. I will be very, very vigilant.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety. Best if you go on ahead, yes?
Yeah.
By the moons, you have to help me. A monster attacked our farm. My father ran, but I do not know what became of him. Ah, thank goodness. Have you seen my 2 sisters as well? We separated in our panic, and I fear for their safety. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, but I'm still worried about my remaining sister. Please, could you find her? Preferably before that monster does. Raz, you're here?
Of course. You are safe now, sweet Nura. Raz will get you to safety.
The 2 of us behind the mill reminds me of old times, old promises.
Let's talk about that later. Much later.
Please do not worry about me. I am a very fast runner.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety. Best if you go on ahead, yes?
These beasts should thank the moons that they found me without my bow. I'd make quick work of them if I had it on hand. Have you seen my father, by chance? He's a kind man, but not very quick. I fear he may have come to harm. Of course, I'll make sure he stays safe. Have you also seen my sisters? I tried my best to lead them to safety, but they scattered in their panic. That's good to hear. I was going to seek them out myself, but the monster is still close by. I didn't wish to attract its attention. I've hunted in Maryvale all my life, but never have I seen a creature like this. Large and leathery, with glowing eyes and a mouth full of sharp teeth. Last I saw, it was headed to the cave further up the hill.
The fragrant Pascheroni. Raz is glad to see you safe.
Hello, Raz. I didn't know you were back in Maryvale.
Well, yes. Come, let Raz lead you to safety.
Very well, but do not think you can just slip away again. We have much to talk about. Don't worry about me, Rook. Even without my bow, I still have claws.
Raz will make sure she gets to safety. Best if you go on ahead, yes?
Moons above, let Jadothal's family be safe. Thank you, thank you. Moons be praised that you have come in our hour of need, brave Rook.
Very good, my pet. That should distract those farmers for quite a while. An intruder! Quick, Dolor, kill them at once!
Dark moons, a Daedra. Oh, Raz hates those things. Raz knew something was sour in Sweet Maryvale. Well, at least we know what happened to the missing farmhands. But why does a Daedra care about moon sugar? Then it is likely this mage must have summoned the Daedra. Wouldn't be too surprising if he was behind the missing moon sugar as well. Raz was able to question Jadathol while you dealt with our large friend over there. Our neighbor has also lost moon sugar this season, yet has seen no thieves. Let us return to Mother's farm and examine her storage cellar. If Mazum and Jadathol have been robbed, then Mother is likely the next target. And with luck, her cellar will show evidence of the theft. Despite Mizum and Jadathol's vigilance, the thieves we seek were never seen. Raz means to discover just how this is possible. If Mazum and Jadathol have been robbed, then Mother is likely the next target.
There they are! Moons be praised. Thank you both. Because of your help, this one's family is safe.
Raz is so pleased to see you and your daughters unharmed. All 3 of your daughters.
Yes, Raz. And all 3 of us have been talking quite a bit about you.
Specifically, how you seem to have made certain promises to all of us.
Do you remember, Razamdar? Oh, this one will love you forever. This one will come back for you soon. This one only has eyes for you.
What? Raz, is this true?
Now, Raz can explain everything. You should head to Mother's cellar, while Raz clears up this, misunderstanding. You must understand, this was many years ago, and Raz now has the maturity to admit that he was, in his youth, a complete and utter muskarse at times. In his defense, however, Raz did plan to choose but one daughter to woo. Eventually. Yes, well, this was only a short time before Raz left Maryvale, and as he had no intention of ever returning to this town, he did not see the harm in making certain promises. Promises he had no plans to keep, of course. Oh, Raz has talked his way out of stickier situations than this. Have no worries. For now, you should head to Mother's cellar. This one will try to meet you there as soon as he is able.
If Raz hadn't just rescued my entire family, I'd have ripped the lungs out of his chest. Even so, he's certainly not leaving here unscathed.
It might be best if you leave now, Rook. You played no part in this vagrant's betrayal.
Ugh, I don't know what I ever saw on Roz. I mean, just look at his stupid hair. I can't believe he kept it that way.
Dothel was curious as to why his daughters were so distraught when Raz first left. Now this one starts to paint the picture, yes?
You saved those poor mages trapped within it.
Let us search for signs of thievery. And if Roz's family decides to poke their snouts in, ignore them. The less attention we give, the quicker they will leave. Raz used to come down here all the time. It was one of the few places he could hear himself think. This one even taught himself to play the lute. Mother never did like the sound of music. It reminded her of father too much. Father left before Axargo was born, when this one was just a cub. So there's not much to speak of. But father, he played the lute very beautifully. This Raz remembers. No clues to be found here, it seems.
This is where you search for the farmhands? Our cellar? What? Are they hiding in the walls?
Raz used to come down here all the time.
Axargo usually isn't allowed in the cellar. The moon sugar is too tasty to resist.
Kidea won't have you two mucking about her stores, you hear? There is enough to do with so many farmhands missing. What are you even doing down here? Missing moon sugar? Well, it is true that Kidea has not inspected her stock these past few days. Too much has been going on. Do you believe someone is stealing from us? Dark moons. Kidea had no idea. Then you must continue your search. See if Kidea is also a victim of this heinous crime. And if you find any thieves, show them no mercy.
Raz used to come down here. Raz sees nothing out of the ordinary. That is a rather ornate tapestry for the cellar. Mother, did you hang this?
What? No, of course not. Who would Mother be trying to impress? The cellar rats?
Mother would never hang a tapestry like that in her cellar. Of this Raz is certain. Best for us to examine it.
Roxargo has never seen that tapestry before.
Kidea will admit that tapestry is rather suspicious. Best if you investigate, yes?
A secret passage, eh? Raz thought he felt a draft in here. This must be how the thieves could steal the moon sugar without being spotted. They tunnel directly into the storage cellars of the farms. If it wasn't highly illegal, Raz would be impressed. They are organized, that's for sure. They terrorize farmers with Daedra and missing farmhands, all to distract them from their missing moon sugar. And stolen moon sugar means only one thing. Skooma. The prize all criminal organizations hope to achieve by processing moon sugar. Raz thinks it's about time we confront these unwelcome thieves. Let them know just what Merryvale thinks of skooma smugglers. Best prepare yourself, Five Claw. Whatever is on the other side of this tunnel is unlikely to be particularly welcoming.
How could Kidea have been so blind? You and Razum will go into the tunnel, yes? Find whoever has been stealing our moon sugar, and make sure they never do so again.
Has that tunnel always been there?
Yeah. Just as Raz suspected. These caverns extend below the entire valley. Farmers used them to store tools and equipment before there was a series of cave-ins. They've been abandoned for decades. Raz was thinking the same thing. Given the size of these caverns, the thieves could have quite a large operation. Best if we move ahead quickly and see what we can find. It is likely we are outnumbered, yes. But never underestimate the element of surprise. Or the gracious aid of Razum Dar, of course.
Well, look who we got here. Intruders. Oh, you're going to get in trouble.
We should talk to this woman. See what she knows and ask her why she's all tied up, yes?
Why, you certainly have a lot of eyes. And they're different colors, too. Fancy that. Would you mind untying me? Itchy, and I just can't scratch. Don't know why Sivas tied me up. He's a mean mage. I'm a smuggler. I'm smuggling. Well, at the moment I'm tied up, obviously. We're making skooma, see? Lots of skooma. Only I tripped into a barrel. Clumsy me. And now I am feeling so good. Besides the itching, of course. And Sivas tying me up. boss man. He does all sorts of nasty things. Summons Daedra, steals from the kitty farmers, ties me up. You should give him a talking to. He's down in the caverns somewhere. Oh, he'll be mad that you're here, though. Really, really mad. Perhaps, if you would be so kind, you could get me more skooma while you're down there. We have a lot. A lot. And the colors are starting to fade. I really, really don't want them to, but they are.
A skooma rig operated by a Daedra summoning mage. This one thinks we need to put an end to this. And Raz isn't even wearing his fancy leathers. The caves branch here. You should follow the corridor, while Raz takes this side passage. We'll meet up farther ahead.
Always forgive my enemies, but I will remember their names.
Think I left Cyrodiil for a few pieces of gold? We need to double our production. The time for stealth and subterfuge is ending. Soon we will launch a raid on the farms. Patience, Timtem. Patience. We'll find the one who killed your brother and flay them alive.
There you are, Five Claw. Time to put an end to this skooma operation, yes? A skooma rig operated by a Daedra summoning mage. This one thinks we need to put an end to this. And Raz isn't even wearing his fancy leathers.
So you're the one interfering in my operation. You'll pay dearly for that.
Now's our chance to end this, once and for all. Sleek work, Five Claw. Now, let's head back to Mother's farm.
Ugh, Roxargo lost his grapes. Best to watch where you step, yes?
Razum is smug. Well, smugger than usual. And this one can only assume that means that you have solved our problem. Perhaps Kidea's eldest son is good for something after all.
Quite the investigation, yes? We infiltrated a heavily patrolled farmstead, saved 3 beautiful damsels, and dismantled the skooma operation. All in all, not a bad day's work. Ah, yes. Mother's docile screeching can lull Raz to sleep. Now, this one suspects that Mother would try to cheat you if you ask her for payment. So here, a reward from Raz's own pockets. Aren't you a lucky one?
Well, it seems you're good for something at least.
Good for something? Raz took down an entire skooma operation for Jode's sake.
Razumdar, sir, I have an urgent message for you from Queen Irene.
A message for Raz? Ha! Who would waste the paper on him?
Roxargo, shush! Queen Irene? Razum, what is he talking about?
Raz's next assignment. It seems this one's vacation is over, Mother.
Already? But you only just arrived.
Well, Raz could stay for one last meal before he departs.
And letters? Will you write us letters?
Doesn't Raz always?
Don't mind me. Soon as Razumdar is ready to leave, I'll be out of your hair.
Roxargo never gets letters from tiny elves. Why does brother get to have all the fun?
Kidea did not think Razum would be leaving so soon. But it seems he has important matters to attend to. Who is Kidea to deny the High Elf Queen? This one wonders, what exactly does her son do for the Queen? Yes, perhaps it is time to stop assuming the worst of this one's rascal. Easy as that may be. Kidea will cook a nice dinner for her family tonight. Some fresh salmon sprinkled with moon sugar, perhaps. Just the way Razum likes it.
Seems that duty calls, thank the moons. Raz does not know if he would have survived another day with his oh-so-beloved family. Still, he can at least stay for one more meal. This may come as a surprise, Five Claw, but Raz has never been particularly fond of small-town life. The first opportunity this one had to leave, he took it. He still remembers that day, and is very thankful for it. Let's just say that it involved a certain high elf noble seeking adventure, 3 bottles of whiskey, and a small fire. Well, a large fire. But it was quickly contained. Irene certainly wasn't a queen back then. But Raz speaks too much, no? Perhaps he will tell you the tale another time, when there is far more wine and far fewer mothers about.